All right, so let's go on the record in the matter of Mark Dow II, or the third. Either way, Mark Dow.
Good morning, Judge. Attorney Gloria Tells appearing on behalf of Mr. Dow. Mr. Dow, please state your name for the record.
Mark Dow, sir.
All right, thank you. And so this matter was originally scheduled on May 21st, and for a probation violation, Mr. Dow is on probation for malicious destruction of property and domestic violence. It's alleged that he failed to appear for probation, failed to appear for testing 2 times, and failed to pay. And so we scheduled this matter for an in-person hearing on today's date. And counsel?
Yes, Judge. After going over the violation with Mr. Dow, there is some confusion on a few things, but he is here to take responsibility on some. As far as failing to report to probation on 5/7, it's my understanding that Mr. Dow was, he never received any information in regards to that appointment. I believe he, at the time, was seeing one probation officer, and then he was picked over to another, and he was never told that he had an appointment on 5/7.
Okay, as to that, well, first, let me swear you in, sir. Please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay. Do you recall, did you receive something that looks like this?
No.
Not at all.
I made sure that his address is correct and updated with the court. It's the correct address.
Okay,
In regards to the failing to pay costs and fines as ordered, Mr. Dow did make a payment on last week or 2 weeks ago for $100, and then he has $100 to pay again today. He does acknowledge that he did not adhere to the payment plan that he did set up with the court, so he is prepared to enter a guilty plea on that. But I just want to let you know he has since made payments, and he's willing to make one today as well.
okay. So, sir, why?
There is one more violation allegation. It's he failed to test as ordered on 4/12 and 4/23. I guess there was a glitch with the center that he tests with their website, so they told him to just call in instead of checking online. He's been doing so ever since, and he has not missed any testing dates at this time.
I'm sorry, there was a glitch.
That's what they explained to him. He asked them if they'd give him something in writing, and they told him by law they could.
Are you testing an on-site or DNA, sir?
On-site only for.
Okay, I'm going to see if Ms. Shaw can come in, so we'll recall this.
Yep. Okay. Go! Hand me my screen box. Now go.
All right, and this is the matter, we're recalling the matter of Mark Dow III.
Attorney Gloria Westmoreland, appearing on behalf of Mr. Dow.
Morning, Your Honor, the original probation on
Good morning. And your name again, sir? Okay, and so Mr. Dow, I swear in, Ms. Shaw, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Dow is here for probation violation, alleging he did not appear to his probation appointment on May 7th, failed to appear for drug testing twice, and failed to pay. Acknowledges that he failed to pay according to his payment plan. He states that he didn't know anything about his probation appointment on May 7th, and that the 2 times that he didn't appear for drug testing, there was an issue with the website for on-site. So do you have any information regarding the on-site website issues that he's alleging?
Not at all. This is the first I'm hearing about it, and I just received no-shows from them regarding him not going.
Okay. And there wasn't any communication from on-site regarding their website being down, and that the method of notification for testing for colors was going to be modified at all?
No.
Okay. All right, and then as to the probation appointment on May 7th, did you mail that out? Or how do you
I gave
notify?
it to him because he Well, he initially missed his April 1st appointment, and then I called him and he came in the next day. So when I saw him at the April 2nd visit, I gave him his notice to appear for May 7th.
That was, we did that on the phone. I think.
The April 2nd one we did, when you missed April 1st?
Yeah, I came in for one year.
Okay,
We did
so,
that on the phone.
I'm sorry. If we did it on the phone or in person, he would have been given the appointment at that time, and then I would have mailed a notice to him. But if he was here, I would have handed it to him. If not, I would have mailed one. Did I attach my copy? Do you have my copy of the notice to appear for May 7th? Yeah, so he would have received a copy of it. He would have been told that over the phone when the next appointment was, and then mailed.
Okay, do you have anything in your notes that state if he was in person or not
No,
for the meeting?
I don't. I just, when I just saw him right now, I felt like I recognized him from seeing him, but maybe I was thinking of the instructional appointment. When I first saw him and gave him his instructions. But I do have notes from our April 2nd visit. But typically, when I have either a Zoom or a phone visit with somebody, I will tell them their appointment during the visit, and also mail a notice to appear.
So, Mr. Dow, do you recall the conversation with Ms. Shaw?
Yes, I remember her calling me and saying that I missed the appointment the day before, and that we were just gonna do it over the phone.
Why'd you miss the appointment the day before?
I have no excuse.
Okay, but I mean, I'm just asking you, why didn't you appear?
I truthfully don't. I know I was given a paper on it. I must have just not wrote it down.
All right, then after the not appearing for drug testing, your testimony was that Onsite had a problem with their website.
Yeah, so when I went there, after he called me, so I haven't got any paperwork for any court dates or anything. The only reason I know about him, the first one, the one before this, was because he called me and told me, so I went right up there. They gave me the number to call, and then they said they would look into it, and that's why we made it for the court date for today. And they said that a couple of people have been having issues with it. I'm having to refresh it a couple times to just start calling up, and that's what I've been doing, is just calling up everyone, and I haven't missed one time.
I'm slightly confused. I am confused with what you're saying. So it's not really a problem with the website per se, but somebody's device that's logging in, they may have to refresh it a couple of times until their color shows up.
And that's what they told me, and I didn't know that until I thought I was doing all my drug tests and everything like I was supposed to. And they told me that's why they were like they're calling up's a lot better. So I've been calling up ever since.
And so why didn't you continue with your payment plan so that you're ordered to take?
I've been just worried about paying all my tickets and getting the warrants taken care of, and didn't even cross my mind. Paying for the probation. I did get my one warrant in Lincoln Park taken care of, so they put me on payment plan, so that was coming out of the system.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I feel like I've given a little bit of grace to Mr. Dow. He did have seemed a little bit confused about his conditions in the beginning. He was supposed to start testing in March, and when he came to that April appointment, he hadn't. He was like, oh, I didn't understand, I don't know, we have a copy of the form that he was given, so I said, okay, you gotta start now, start April 3rd. So, I mean, I don't know if he's not comprehending the instructions or what paperwork he's being given from the department, but.
Mr. Dow, are you asking Ms. Shaw any questions that you have regarding any of the procedures?
No, I understand everything now, since the last time we talked, and then I start Thursday, I start the class, the domestic violence class that I have to do. But at first I didn't understand a lot, and then now I'm doing everything I'm supposed to, trying to do. But the first person I talked, I haven't even seen her yet. I've been seeing a shorter lady with black or brown hair that I've been talking to every time I come in here. So I don't even know who my probation officer is.
Well, It's Ms. Shaw, so you can't say you don't know who she is. You had a couple of, well, you had one appointment with her,
I
right?
think he's referring to Ms. Shine as well.
No, right, the one that he sees at the window perhaps. When do you come in, sir?
Well, the first couple times I came in, she took me in the back and the shorter lady's the one who explained everything. It wasn't really explaining nothing, she just said that when she came back, she was out sick or something like that she was gonna explain everything. And then I missed the one day and she called me the next day and started explaining it. And
Okay,
I understood it more.
okay, that was in April.
Marcy did his probation instructions, but she did give him the information. She gave him the tether information, the drug testing information, and the information for the domestic violence counseling. There's copies of all that in the file.
Right. So, sir, you had your appointment with Natalie in April, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, and she informed me that she was your probation officer, correct? Okay, so you do know who your probation officer is?
No, I do, yeah.
You don't know who it is since April?
Every time I come in here, there's somebody else talking to me.
You say every time you come in here, sir, please tell me, what other times are you
If I come
there?
in here and have questions, I get somebody else and I ask who my probation officer, then I get told it's Marcy, and I'm told it's her. So it goes back and forth every time I come in and asking questions.
You didn't answer my question. When did you come in last? When did you last come into the building?
About a week ago,
Okay,
or it was 2 weeks ago, because it was right when the court case was, when he called me and said that I had violations.
okay,
So I came in trying to figure out what the violations were, trying to figure out everything that was going on.
okay, so you came in, you spoke to whom?
I believe it was Marcy, the shorter lady
Okay,
with the brownish black hair.
okay, and so what did you ask her?
I was to ask her about all the violations, and she pulled it out and then told me about it, and then I came in a couple days later. That's when I first talked to her. Well, saw her in person, should I say.
Okay,
When I saw her in person, that was the first time I saw her in person.
okay,
And then she was like, "Oh, I'm your probation officer." I was like, "Okay," so now I have to understand everything.
okay, so perhaps Ms. Shine was trying to be helpful because Ms. Shaw wasn't available at the time and gave you the information. So to say, every time you come in, you talk to somebody different, there's two people back there, sir. That's it, there's two people. All right, the court's going to, as it relates to the allegation that you failed to for drug testing, the court's going to find you guilty of that as well. And the court does find there's a preponderance of the evidence that you did not appear for drug testing. There is also a preponderance of the evidence that you did not pay as ordered. Well, you pled guilty to that one. And then as to not appearing for your probation appointment, the court does find that there's been evidence shown by preponderance of the evidence that you did not appear. You were on the phone with Ms. Shaw on April 3rd, and she mailed this out as well. I know you're stating that you didn't get it. Her testimony is that she told you the date and then sent it out. So what the court's going to do, sir, all of your appointments are in person. So you can't question whether or not you didn't get the notice for the next date. They're all in person. The court's going to note those are technical violations 1, 2, 3, and 4. Any answer the recommendation, counsel?
Judge, I would just be asking for leniency as Mr. Dow is before you. I think he was just confused moving forward. I don't think he's going to be confused anymore. He understands all the terms and conditions, and if he has questions, he can reach out to the appropriate people. I don't think there was anything malicious here. I just think it was an honest mistake. So I just asked for leniency on his behalf.
Sir, if you were to test today, what's in your system?
Nothing.
When's the last time you tested?
Last Wednesday, they had us coming.
And Michelle, do you remember what the bond violation was for back in February? Does it have, it doesn't, I don't,
I was not here during that time.
no, I know, in the file, does it show anything? Because I didn't write the reason for the bond violation. Oh, you know what, hold on, let me,
That was, I went to her house.
oh, that's right, I recall that. Yeah. Okay, here's what the court's going to do. The court's going to order probation to continue and complete all terms of probation, $50 probation violation fee, 15 days jail. I'm going to suspend the jail, sir. So let me just tell you this. If there's one more violation, that's 25 days you're serving, because the 10 days that's suspended for the bond violation, that's 25 days. One more violation, it's mandatory 25 days jail.
Okay.
Are you clear on that?
Yes.
If you're unclear on something, sir, email in or contact your probation officer to get clarifications. All right, thank you.
Thank you,
Please
Judge.
have a seat over in probation. And we're on the record in the matter of Nicholas Mitchell, 22237A.
Attorney Corey Westmoreland appearing on behalf of Mr. Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell, would you please unmute yourself and state your name?
Mr. Mitchell, please unmute and state your name for the record. All right, well, we'll have to recall Mr. Mitchell in just a, oh, there he is. Mr. Mitchell, your name for the record, please.
Nicholas James Mitchell.
Okay, and so today is the date scheduled for sentencing on Mr. Mitchell's probation violation. And in fact, Mr. Mitchell, you were supposed to have been in person. I have a note on the file that says in person. So why are you not in person, sir?
I was told by my attorney that it was on Zoom.
My paperwork, Judge, does say via Zoom on the date and time. I don't know about a Post-it note on a folder.
I don't have a Post-it note. I wrote it in the ROA. I don't know what paperwork you're referring to.
The request and summons for probation violation says via Zoom with the Zoom address.
What date was that one?
June 4th. That's all I have.
Right, that was the last one. And then when on the record, I stated in person to Mr. Mitchell, because his connection issues were too much.
Okay.
So, Mr. Mitchell, you don't recall this court telling you in person?
I might have heard it, but he told me it was on Zoom.
Yes, Judge, I spoke with Mr. Mitchell yesterday, and that's my mistake. I wasn't aware of
Okay.
that.
Okay, sir, this court, so today's the date scheduled for sentencing on your probation violation. You pled guilty on June 4th, and that was technical violations 1 through 8. You were sentenced April 2nd, and you failed to attend probation twice. You failed to attend drug testing 4 times. You tested positive for marijuana April 3rd, and you failed to pay. And so the court also ordered you, sir, to test on June 4th. You were to call into probation to get the information. And so I, in fact, ordered you to test at the court because you stated you didn't have any money. So I gave you the benefit of the doubt and ordered you to test at the court. Thank you. And did you do so, sir?
No,
Why not,
don't have a right.
sir?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not someone you're hanging out with, sir. This is the court. You may be on Zoom, but it's still court. You don't have anybody you can call to bring you to the court.
no. Everybody I know is either sleeping or at work.
Sleeping or at work. Okay. Did you communicate with the court after this court ordered you to contact probation? Did you communicate with anybody to tell them that?
She called me and asked me about it. I told her that I wouldn't be able to get there that week because everybody was busy.
Well, how do you get back and forth to work, sir?
Like I said, me and my mom work at the job, so it's not hard.
And so your mom couldn't drive you to the court at any point in the last week?
But when she gets off, the court's closed. She gets off at 4. I got to be in the work at 7.
And sir, you work every day of the week?
Last week I did, yeah. Well, not every day, but I worked during the week last week. I worked Monday through Friday. This week I worked Monday through Thursday.
Well, sir, you walked in on your warrant January 26th this year. You entered into a plea. I'm sorry?
I couldn't hear you.
That is why you were supposed to be in person, sir, because you were having connection issues. And here we are again with issues regarding technology.
No, I heard you. I just couldn't hear what you said. All I heard was January 15th.
I said, You walked in on a warrant January 26th of 24.
Mm-hmm.
You pled guilty and then we scheduled this matter for sentencing on April 2nd. You were sentenced on April 2nd. And since then, you quickly racked up 8 technical violations. We had your probation violation hearing last week where you pled guilty and we set the sentencing for this morning at 10:15 a.m. You were ordered to test on June 4th. You stated that you did not have the money to test, so this court ordered you to test at the court. You didn't make any attempts to comply with that court's order other than to tell the court, tell probation you weren't making it because you had to work.
That was the reason. I could have made it way before work. I just don't have a ride down.
Sir, I can appreciate that you have to work. I truly can. But this court placed you on probation and gave you certain conditions to follow, and you haven't followed them. This court ordered you to test on June 4th. You didn't do that. If you're to test right now, sir, what's in your system?
Weed.
When's the last time you used it, sir?
I don't know. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, like
What?
a 1 day minute or a 7 day minute?
Oh, it's been. What? You said April
It's been
2nd?
what?
It's been a minute. You told me not to smoke. As soon as you personal bond.
Well, you tested positive for marijuana on April 3rd. That's from your violation, sir.
Yeah, I told you that. I told you I was going to show up for marijuana. I smoked what? The week prior to that.
Okay. But you also haven't made a payment, you haven't appeared at probation, and you didn't appear for your drug testing 4 times. Those are the allegations, sir. So the court ordered you to test on June 4th. You haven't tested, so we can't determine your levels. So now you're telling me that you're going to test positive for marijuana 3 months after you were arraigned. Well, 5 months after you were arraigned. No, 3 months after you were arraigned. It wouldn't still be in your system, sir, if you haven't used it since this court arraigned you on March 26th.
I don't know. Like I said, I've been smoking for a long time without no breaks.
Okay. Well, of course, we won't know because you're not complying with this court's order to test. You are to test today. You can walk there. It's a nice day outside.
I'm not walking nowhere. Those days are over.
Sir, you have 2
Where
options. You can walk
to?
to test. You can walk to test, or you can walk into court here and turn yourself into jail. Those are your options.
I'm driving there. I don't care anymore. It's whatever.
First of all, sir, I'm not broke. Second of all, sir, you don't have a valid license to drive.
I'm not walking. I'm not walking. I got car keys. I'll drive there.
Sir, I would suggest you don't drive there. You don't have a valid license. So you don't want to get arrested again, I'm pretty sure.
Well, my mom's gonna go to work, bro. Like I'm not walking.
Sir, I am not your bro. I'm not bro. For your client, the recommendation is 60 days jail and revoke probation.
Judge, as you know, he is gainfully employed full-time. I'd be in fear that he would lose his job. I think he needs to get on track with probation and start doing the things that are requested and required of him.
Right, that's what he should do, but he doesn't seem as though he has any intention of doing any of the probation conditions. He doesn't even report, he doesn't even follow this court's orders to go test. Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
why should this court not revoke your probation and not send you to jail?
Because I have a job. I have a 5-month-old puppy that I'm sitting here taking care of. Mainly my job and the dog.
Oh, okay. Well, sir, While the court can respect and understand that, this court has orders that you haven't complied with. You've had a very rocky start to probation. This court ordered you to test on June 4th and you didn't do that. You could have taken an Uber to test, sir.
An Uber, that costs money. My bank account is negative 630 in the hole. I'm trying to make rent every month. I had to go negative this month. I don't have the money. I had to go negative last month. I don't have the money. And then I'm also paying on 33rd district and 24th district. So I'm on all these payment plans. Got to pay all this money. Like, I'm just trying to get my license back, and it's just a struggle at this point. Like, I don't even want it at this point.
Sir, I can appreciate that, but when there's violation of the law, this is what happens. And you have violations in multiple courts, and this is what happens. You are to go test today. So you need to email in to Ms. Shaw, and you're going to test today, sir. 0 excuses. 0. If you don't test today, you can guarantee this court's going to revoke probation and sentence you to 60 days jail, as the recommendation has been put forth. You're to test today. And the option of testing at the court, that's off the table. You have to test today at the facility. So I'm going to adjourn the sentencing to June 18th. You are to be in person. In person. Are you here next week, Mr. Westmoreland?
The 18th, yes.
Okay.
What day is that? Because I got to make sure my mom's off, bro.
I don't know what part of I'm not bro do you not get, sir? That is not how you speak to a court. It's a Tuesday.
Can't do Tuesday. Got to be Thursday or Friday.
You can't do Tuesday. It's got to be Thursday or Friday. Sir, how about you request this court if you could have another day instead of telling this court what it has to be? Mr. Westmoreland, are you here on the 20th?
I am not, Judge. I'm not sure who is. But I'm sure whoever is, I can fill them in.
Mr. Mitchell, we'll do June 20th at 8:30 a.m.
That'll work.
Good, I'm glad it will work, and you're welcome for that accommodation.
Thank you, Judge.
You're to test today. So you need to email in to Ms. Shaw so she can give you the information.
All right.
No driving, sir. See you back next Thursday. Have a good day.
Attorney Corey Westmoreland appearing on behalf of Paul Demos.
All right, thank you. And sir, your name for the record, please.
Paul Demos.
Okay, and today is the date scheduled for a probation violation. It's an in-person hearing that we scheduled for today for Mr. Demos's, it's alleged he failed to pay, failed to appear for probation, failed to attend MAD, failed the test April 23rd and May 9th, both of 2024. And this is as a result of Mr. Demos's plea to operating or visibly impaired. And this would be technical violations 2 through 6. And so, counsel?
Yes, Judge, I would like you to know that Mr. Demos is prepared to pay all costs and fines today. He does have the money on him. As far as the other violations, Judge, we are prepared to waive any sort of contested hearing and enter a guilty plea.
Okay, and so today, counsel, or sir, you heard the allegations that were placed on the record, correct?
Yes.
As to those allegations, sir, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And you understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea. And in this matter, the recommendation from your probation officer is to revoke probation, close the case without improvement, $50 probation violation fee, 15 days jail, and 30 days on the alcohol tether upon release from jail. Do you understand that that's the recommendation?
Yeah,
Do you understand this court can adopt that recommendation in full, in part, or deviate completely?
yes,
Knowing all that, do you want to continue with your plea?
it is.
All right, and counsel, if you could please go to your client.
Sure. Mr. Demos, is it true that you're on probation out of the Wyandotte District Court?
Yes,
Did you fail to report to probation on April 29th of this year?
yes,
Did you fail to complete the MAD Victims Impact Panel meeting?
yes,
Did you fail to test as ordered by probation on April 23rd and May 9th of this year?
yes,
Then you understand all those are violations of the terms and conditions of your probation?
yes,
Satisfied, Judge.
The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea to the probation violation, order technical violations 2 through 6. Counsel, as to the recommendation.
Yes, Judge, I would just be asking for leniency on behalf of Mr. Demos. He's extremely apologetic. He currently is on probation out of Allen Park as well. So between the two courts, it's been an awful lot for him. He has not had any positive tests, although I know this honorable court does view a missed test as a positive. But he's not drinking. He's not using any sort of illegal substances. I would just be asking for leniency on his behalf at this time. And as I
And when you're on
mentioned,
probation-
he does have the money to pay all his costs and fines today.
Okay. So what are you on probation for out of the 24th District Court?
my yard, my bikes, and
Oh, I remember that.
they wanted to give me 90 days in jail for having bikes in my yard.
Sir, why didn't you appear for your probation appointment?
Normally she calls me, it's a phone thing, it's never in person.
It's not usually on Zoom?
I don't know how to do the Zoom.
Okay. So you didn't appear for your phone interview or your phone
I don't,
appointment?
my phone may have been off.
Did you contact Ms. Shaw back or anything?
Sarah
Who? Natalie?
or Natalie?
Yes. Did you contact her back at any point to tell her that perhaps your phone isn't working or you wanted to reschedule it?
No, I didn't. I normally write the date down on an envelope in the car and
Did you attend your MAD meeting, sir?
no,
Why?
waiting for the, I didn't know today was back my actual court date. I thought I'd be getting something in the mail. But I wasn't sure when I had to, if it had to be between the last court date and this court date when I had to attend this meeting, which I think is a Zoom thing.
Sir, you were sentenced on June 27th of 2023. You've had a year to get that MAD Victim Impact Panel completed. You didn't do that. And why didn't you test on April 23rd?
Either I forgot to call or either just plain forgot.
Okay, what about May 9th?
Again, I either forgot or I didn't know.
Well, sir, that's a little bit curious because you've been on probation for a year. And that's been something you've been doing for a year. And so to just,
It's not that I was drinking and trying to hide something, that's not the case. It's just, I think I'm starting to get that damn Alzheimer, I've been forgetting a lot lately. I don't know.
well, sir, we don't know.
I didn't purposely not report because I'm trying to hide something, that's not the case. I'm willing to test right now. I don't have nothing to hide.
Here's what I'm going to do, sir. I'm going to revoke probation, close the case without improvement. I'm going to order 15 days jail. I'm going to suspend that jail.
Thank you.
Going to order 45 days on the alcohol tether and the $50 probation violation fee. You're paying in full today, you said?
Yes,
Please go report to probation and Ms. Shaw will give you information regarding your alcohol tether. And the court's going to also have you test today.
okay.
Christopher Raina, 232496B.
Attorney Corey Westmoreland appearing on behalf of Mr. Raina. Mr. Raina, with the police station name for the record.
Mr. Raina,
All right, good morning.
good morning, Your Honor.
Mr. Holmberg was
Can you come in and mark down?
and did I understand that you're representing him?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm prepared. I spoke with Mr.
Okay.
Raina.
All right. All right, so today's the date scheduled for a probation violation. Mr. Raina is on probation for possession of drug paraphernalia, and it's alleged he tested positive for on May 6th, which should be technical violation number 3. And so, counsel?
Yes, Judge, after speaking with Mr. Raina, we are prepared to enter a guilty plea and waive any sort of right for a contested hearing.
Sir, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give in this matter the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and so there's actually a jail review as well, based upon your probation, your bond violation hearing and probation violation hearing for plea of guilty on April 9th. The court had sentenced you to 10 days jail on probation violation, bond violation, on of 5 days, both of those with the suspended jail review of today. And then it's alleged you tested positive for cocaine. And sir, as the allegation, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And that in this matter, the recommendation is for you to have probation continued and complete all terms of probation, pay a $50 probation violation fee, attend outpatient counseling, serve 5 days jail on this violation plus the 10 from the jail review, from one of the jail reviews. You understand that, sir? All right, and counsel, if you could please, part of your.
Sure. Mr. Raina, are you currently on probation for Wyandotte District Court? Yes, sir. As a term and condition of probation, are you to not test positive for any drugs or alcohol? Yes, sir. Did you in fact test positive for cocaine on May 6th of this year? Yes, sir. You understand that's a violation of your probation? Yes, sir. Satisfied, Judge.
The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea per the plea agreement, per the violation, and indicate technical violation number 3, and counsel, as to the recommendation.
Yes, Judge, I would simply just be asking to suspend any sort of jail time that was recommended. Mr. Raina is extremely apologetic. He's been open, honest, and forthcoming with this honorable court. Not trying to deceive any of us in any way. He takes full responsibility for it. He has, since he's been on probation, taken it serious. He has completed a workforce outpatient, and if he was tested today, he would test negative for everything. In addition, Judge, I would like to know that he is gainfully employed, working for the city of Detroit. He is married and he is a father of 5 children. His wife is a stay-at-home mom, so really put that position. Moving forward, Your Honor, I had a stern talk with him. He understands if given one last chance that he cannot mess it up. So I'd just be asking for leniency on his behalf at this time.
Okay, Mr. Raina,
Yes, Your Honor.
you really, this court's in a tough position, sir, because this is now your 3rd technical violation. I had previously sentenced you to jail and suspended that jail.
Yes, Your Honor.
And now you've violated again. Your first violation was because you didn't attend your scheduled probation visit and you failed to submit to drug testing. That was back in March. What do you call it, the bond violation? I believe it was a positive test. Was it a positive test? Is that right?
I believe it was a positive marijuana test.
Right.
But at that time, we'd be asking that be looked at as a baseline test. The marijuana had been in the system previously.
Right, but that wasn't until April 9th that the court held that bond violation hearing, and he was arraigned on January 30th, where he was ordered no alcohol or drug use unless prescribed. So that's what the bond violation was. So, sir, I don't really have much of a choice here. You're continuing to violate bond conditions. You're continuing to violate this court's orders. And now you're stepping it up, and now you're using cocaine.
I mean, I don't recreational use cocaine. I've just been under a lot of stress since May. You know, my mother's been going in and out of surgery with her cancer, and it's just been like a financial burden. I stay with her to help her, and like you said, I'm a family of 5. I'm the only one at work, so it's just getting kind of overwhelming for me. It's no excuse. Like I said, I accept responsibility for what I did. It's stupid on my part. I just feel like I complete this program, you know what I mean? I complete the probation. I've done everything they asked. I made some mistakes, and I'm just willing to accept responsibility and move forward, so.
So what other action could you utilize when you're under stress other than?
I mean, I'm not saying that that was my go-to. I'm just saying for me being under the stress and having, I guess, to be around the wrong people, obviously, and, you know, made a bad decision. It's not something that I go to. Like I said, all my drug tests were clean prior to the marijuana usage. I'm proud of myself. After the drinking, I got rid of drugs. I'm trying to stay away from that stuff and just be a better father, be a better leader, and role model to my family. So to the court, just apologize and try to, I mean, like you said, I'm not showing you with the results of the drug test, but you know, I completed everything. I make my payments on time. I'm doing most of what I can. So
What do you do for the city of Detroit, sir?
I currently started driving for the city of Detroit, transportation operator, then under review for the fire department in January. So I don't know. It's hard for me to speak up of myself. I'm not a good speaker.
You're doing just fine, sir. I mean, the fire department's a huge opportunity.
That's wrong. Like I said, I'm trying to break away from these old habits and start a new life. So,
And what's your work?
excuse my voice, but
What's your work schedule, sir?
I currently picked this morning. I do, I think it's afternoon shift. I do 2 to 7 every day, and then on the weekend I do 6 to 5. And I have Thursday and Saturday off.
Thursday through Saturday or Thursday?
Thursday and Saturday
Okay.
for my, so I can go to the fan meetings. That's all I have left. Assuming I don't. I'm not assuming.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you serve 5 days in jail. You're going to continue to complete your terms of probation. You have to attend outpatient counseling. The 5 days in jail is from this one. I'm going to continue your, I'm going to adjourn the jail review. So the other 15 days that are pending, I'm going to adjourn those. So you're really looking at 20 days.
That's right.
I'm giving you 5.
That's right.
So I'll give you an opportunity to work with your employer to see what the least impactful time would be. So, so that you can schedule the days off. So I'll give you a couple weeks to do before you report. Is a couple weeks sufficient time to
Yes.
communicate with your employer?
Yes, I called the union today and discussed something with them.
Okay, so
So I did inform them yesterday on my day that I was coming here and it was possible that I might go away. So they told me just let them know today what happens and then we'll go from there. So he said, hopefully, it's like you said, if it's not an extended period of time that I should be able to come back and get my job.
So, sir, I'm giving you this option. Is it better? What would be the least impactful on your employment? To go today and serve your days, since you're off on Thursday and Saturday? And then you'd be back to work on Sunday? Or schedule your days
I
off?
think it'll be better to schedule because I picked those days today. I don't think it starts until maybe next week.
Okay,
Yes,
So-
Judge, I'd ask for a report date. In addition, he has 5 children, 1 being an 8-month-old baby. I can appreciate that, so
You can't?
So,
You guys commiserating over your lack of sleep?
so a report day would be much preferred. That way he can maybe use PTO days or just days off.
All right,
And sort that out as well.
sir, I'm giving you this consideration.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a lot of opportunities on your doorstep.
Trying to stop, messing them up, I know.
That's why I'm keeping some of this jail time hanging over your head, because I'm sure after you serve your 5 days, you're not gonna wanna go back.
Oh, yes, I don't wanna go now, but I will, to show you guys, to show the courts that I do wanna make this change. It's committed to completing this program, probation.
Okay, so I'm going to, have you report, if I do Friday, June 28th, well, or, oh, you're off on Thursday, so June 27th would be better because you're already off that day,
Yes,
or what? Well, the other option, I'm just gonna, I mean, if you can get off early on Wednesday, the 26th, you could report Wednesday evening,
yes,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so you're really only taking off maybe an hour or two Wednesday evening and then Friday, Sunday.
yes, Your Honor.
Would that work for you, sir?
That sounds
Gives you
like-
time to arrange for whatever you have to arrange for?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then outpatient counseling, sir, upon release, you need to register for that, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Is that what, same for like what I did in the past? Like call the lady Jennifer, is it, or is it something totally different?
Jennifer Schroeder,
Yeah,
is that who you worked with?
yes, Your Honor.
I think that you're gonna need to do something a little bit different.
Okay,
So, you can even contact your insurance. You have health insurance, right?
yes,
Okay, you can contact your insurance provider and they can let you know what places you could go that would cover, that your insurance would cover. You may not have to pay out of pocket,
okay,
okay? And then we're going to adjourn the jail review, which hopefully you won't need again if you don't have another violation,
absolutely not, Your Honor.
okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you have a lot of people depending on you as well as yourself. So
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome, sir. All right, I may see you at the fan meeting Thursday night next week.
It will.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
And good morning, counsel, your appearance, please.
Good afternoon, Judge. Attorney Corey Westmoreland, appearing on behalf of Ms. Hamlin.
Okay, and Ms. Hamlin, your name, please.
Christine Hamlin.
And today's the date scheduled for the sentencing on the probation violation. Ms. Hamlin was sentenced on April 24th for her plea of guilty to possession of controlled substance. And there was a probation violation held on June 4th for her failure to appear for drug testing 5 times, her positive marijuana test on April 27th. And so this court accepted her plea of guilty, scheduled the sentencing for today's date, and she was ordered to test on June 4th at the court, which she did, and she was positive for and buprenorphine.
I never received any of those results, so that's a shock myself, as you can see. Client,
Yeah, I haven't used them.
um,
I can do that too.
It was an instant test that she did, and then the results were written in the ROA right here. So there wasn't a,
I never received an email regarding the results.
all right, and have you tested yet, ma'am, at all? Other than here?
I just got that job. I told you that day I had that interview. I did go to the interview and I am moved to the job and I did start yesterday.
And which job was that?
So, right.
That's right, and that's why this court did not sentence your client.
Start paying for my breakfast.
Let me finish, please. That's why this court did not sentence your client on the probation violation last week, because she did have that interview. All right, so counsel, the recommendation is to continue and complete all terms of probation, revoke under advisement status, waive the probation violation fee, 15 days jail, suspended, and for her to begin her testing.
Yes, Judge, I would just ask for the opportunity for her to get on track, prove to this honorable court that she can complete the terms and conditions of the probation and adopt that recommendation with the notion that the jail time would be suspended at this time.
Okay, Ms. Hamlin, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt here. I'm not going to revoke your under advisement status right now. Any other violations, ma'am? Mandatory revocation of your under advisement status and mandatory jail time. Order probation, you are to continue to complete outcomes of probation. Continue your under advisement status. The court's going to waive your $50 probation violation fee. The court's going to order 15 days jail suspended. And you're to begin testing. When did you begin work? Yesterday?
Yes, and I have to wait 2 weeks for regular check. But I'm gonna see how I will start doing my test. I will figure it out. I'll manage the $20 per time.
Okay,
Because I talked to my mom yesterday too, and she lives in Alabama. She's going to start up with me.
you're to register and test today.
Yes.
Over in probation, and somebody will be with you shortly.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a good day. Okay, and this is the matter of Billy Heisler.
Afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. 24240. And so you've waived your right to an attorney. And, okay, there you are, okay. All right, and so, ma'am, if you can come forward, please, and if you could please state and spell your first and last names for the record.
First name, Alethea, Ilithyia. Last name, Rekumis, Rekoumis.
Okay, very good. Okay, and so we, Mr. Heisler was disputing the amount. I show that there is an amount of $3,217.51 that was submitted for restitution. And that, I believe, was at one location. I think that I ordered you to get some additional estimates, correct, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and so then there are additional estimates. And then, Mr. Heisler, you, did you have an opportunity? Probably not. So one amount.
I did get the three.
You did get the three?
The three quotes.
Okay, and so are you disputing all three of those?
Well, Your Honor, my biggest issue was I wasn't able to get any type of pictures from the damage of her vehicle, so I could take them to other places and get counter quotes. I also had questions about insurance on Ms. Rekumis' car because she has full coverage insurance and she only has a deductible of $500. Then I don't feel it's fair for me to pay $3,000 for her to pay $500 to get her car fixed.
Which, well, let me just state this. It's possible if there is a if she makes a claim on her insurance, her premiums go up, which would then ultimately cost her potentially more than $500.
But it wouldn't necessarily cost her $3,000.
I don't know that
But it's
information.
not fair for me to pay $3,000 if she is going to do that.
Sir, it's not fair that she has to even be here because of your behavior,
All right,
correct?
I have no argument.
Ma'am, have you submitted this to your insurance company or have you talked to anybody regarding insurance?
I've never had to deal with this before, Your Honor. No, I didn't. And my car's a 2010. No, I don't have full coverage. So it doesn't cover that kind of situation on my vehicle.
Okay,
And
that answers that question.
There we go.
If
That's all I need to know.
if I may, the gentleman said he would have came today if you needed him to. I asked him to come from the Sullivan's one, the original. And he informed me also that Mr. Heisler had went there harassing him in regards to the estimate that he gave.
Sir, did you go to one of the locations regarding the estimate?
I went to ask the gentleman what the.
Yes or no?
estimate-
Did you
Yes, I
go? Okay, actually, both of you, please raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you're about to give and the testimony you've given so far, or the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, Mr. Heisler?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Rekumis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, sir, which location did you go to inquire about the estimate that was provided?
The only one that I had, which was on John A. Papapolis Drive in Lincoln Park.
Sullivan's Collision.
Yes,
So you went there, correct?
correct. He gave me a copy of the full estimate.
Okay. And so as far as being able to have pictures, sir, I don't know, that would be something that you would have had to have contacted the police department for or received some discovery. I don't know. I don't have those. The court does not have it in its possession.
I am aware of that, Your Honor. I came to this court, and I was told the only thing that I can get is the police report. I was told that there was no discovery packet with any type of pictures or anything whatsoever in it. And I had to have my lawyer, required to get those things. Now, during that time, I still don't have a lawyer to this day, so I advised them that I was representing myself. The lady upstairs in records told me that I would have to pay for a discovery packet, unless this court waived that for me. So really, in all actuality, the only thing I had, Your Honor, was the estimate that the gentleman had given me. I went there to speak with him about it and find out exactly what the breakdown was and what he was charging, so I had that understanding paying for.
Okay, well, let me just clarify a few things. You waived your right to an attorney at the very beginning, April 17th, for your arraignment pre-trial. You again waived your right to an attorney on May 14th. Sir, when you waive your right to an attorney, and there was one that was here that could have represented you for free or low cost or typically not any cost, and you chose to waive that right. You also, sir, by waiving that right, you are then acting as your own attorney, and then you have to still follow the procedures of the court rules and so forth. When an attorney requests discovery, there is a process, so you would have to follow that process. If you were requesting a waiver to any discovery costs, you could have submitted that request. You did not do that.
There's a reason I did not do that, Your Honor.
Excuse me, I'm not done. I let you finish. I'm not done. There are 3 estimates that were given or provided after presumably the car was left or the car was taken to these locations. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, sure.
Okay, not just based on pictures. I cannot imagine that there would be an accurate estimate given based on pictures and not the actual vehicle, because I'm not in the body shop business or the collision shop business, but one would presume that you're not going to get an estimate at all, let alone accurate, by not seeing the actual vehicle. Because I believe that they need to touch the vehicle to see how deep the damage is, things of that nature. And you can't do that based on photos alone. So, sir, there is not any full coverage insurance. So here's what the amount of the estimates are fairly within range of each other. Would you agree with that, sir?
Yes.
One is $3,332.51. Another one is $3,217.51. And the third one is $2,889.52. So when you add those together, that's $9,439.54. When you divide it by 3, the average is $3,146.51. And that is what this court would likely order the restitution amount to be after taking the average of all 3 of those. And do you have an objection to that method, sir?
It don't matter. No, Your Honor.
No, it does matter. Is there a different method that you think?
Hey, I'm good.
No, sir, you have the opportunity to state what your objection is to that.
Yes, Your Honor. I will take the 3,100 and whatever odd cents you said that it was at the bottom of my day.
Is there a different amount that you think it should be, sir?
No.
Okay, this court's going to order restitution in the amount of $3,146.51, based on the average of the three estimates that were provided that are very similar in nature and very much within just a couple, about, I think it's $472 or something within each other. So based upon the average of all three of those, so it's not the lowest, it's not the highest, that average is $3,146.51. That's what this court's going to order as restitution.
Can I make a request?
What is that, sir?
I would request that, Mr. Kuma show proof that she used that money to get her car fixed properly. Instead of just taking my money and dealing with the scratch.
I don't think it's just a scratch for $3,100.
We have no pictures to verify that, do we? I was there, I did it, I know what I did. Scratched the back door. Talking about rear bumpers and side mirrors and all other types of things that had nothing to do with what I did, but, you know, here we are.
Where was the damage to the vehicle?
It was from the very back of the vehicle, right by the light. It goes all the way to the front, almost all the way to the front, but it's very prominent, yes, on the back door, the back passenger door. He went in really deep on that part. So yes, but it's from the back to the front. It's just lighter throughout the rest of it.
I believe her car's outside, Your Honor. We could take an officer out there and take a look at it.
Do you know why these would have front bumper? Anything with the bumper?
He said you're more than welcome to call him.
Well, I can't call him, but.
Or he would come up here. He said I could call him. He had no issues coming right up here if he needed to be here.
He also told me that he would send me pictures of the damage, Your Honor, but he said that he ended up deleting them, but he might be able to get them off of his iCloud. So there's a lot of hearsay going on. He didn't show up, so as far as I'm concerned, that should be fairly irrelevant.
Your Honor, he didn't show up because he went and harassed him at his job. And I was just a customer walking in there
Once
asking
again,
for
I
a
object
quote.
to hearsay.
Stop, first of all, sir, stop interrupting. You know what? We're gonna go look at the car. Let's go. We're gonna go off the record. I believe that the term for the back left part between the rear passenger door and the bumper is called the quarter panel.
Correct.
So I noticed that there was a definite mark there as well as a scratch. Then on the rear left door, there's a significant scratch. There is also a scratch, not as significant, but there was still a scratch that you can see the keying continued on the driver's side door, as well as onto the fender. And in observing the vehicle, it appears as though the bumper needs to be removed before the front and the rear bumper, well, for sure the front bumper needs to be removed in order for the fender, the left front fender, to be repaired or replaced. And the fact also that the paint needs to be matched specifically as well. I don't find that there's anything in the estimate on any of these that appears as though it is not in relation to the damage that was caused by your actions that day.
May I say something?
Sure.
Can I approach the bench and show you pictures I took?
No, sir, I was there.
Okay.
Well, sir, hold on.
If
Hold
that's fine.
just one moment, sir.
That was not done by a key.
Sir, just one moment. I was just there and I saw the damage.
There's definitely damage on the vehicle. I'm not denying that.
Yes,
I'm
the-
denying
the-
that
the
this
vertical-
wasn't done by me.
Okay, the vertical, and you're talking about the vertical part that looks a little bit, there's
I'm talking
more.
about this part that goes
Sir,
from there to the
Sir,
rear.
sir, please let me finish. The record cannot see what you're holding up, so I'm trying to be specific for the record. So you're talking about the part that looks more vertical on the left quarter panel, that looks as though it's been scraped of some of some sort. Is that correct?
No, I'm talking about the part that looks like a football and goes all the way up to the rear door. That was not done by me. That was hit by something.
Okay,
That's why I asked you to, if I could approach to show you the picture, because I understand you went out there and seen it. But there is no way that this was done by a key. I agree that on the door, the key mark starts again, deep, is where I started it. And there may be some on the front door, I didn't pay attention. I keyed her back door and I kept walking.
okay. What I was referring to was, you say it looks like a football. I'm saying that it's vertical of some nature. It's not horizontal going the length of the car that you're speaking of, correct?
Yes, it looks like it
Okay.
goes above.
Hold on, sir. Sir, I have to make a record to be descriptive as to what you're talking about before we can proceed, okay? So that's why I'm asking, that's the part you're speaking of. On the left rear quarter panel, there is a mark towards the very back part of the quarter panel, correct?
Correct.
All right. And it looks as though it's of a vertical nature, not the same direction as the scratches going towards the front of the vehicle, correct?
I would say it points to 10 o'clock. And it is shaped like a football, and there's a scratch
Okay.
that goes along the.
Sir, you're not listening. You're wanting to put your argument on the record. I'm merely trying to make a description for the record.
And I'm trying to make sure
So-
that the description is proper, Your Honor.
My question is this: the mark that you're speaking of, that looks as though there's more paint removed, it doesn't go, it's thicker than a key, and it's in a different direction than the mark from the key. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Whether it's a 12 o'clock vertical, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, my point is that it's not in the direction of the key, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I did see that there was some more paint scraped off from that particular area. Ma'am, was that damage there prior to?
The one that kind of goes up like you're speaking of in the back, that was there, that goes up like this.
Okay,
Yes, that was there, but I couldn't speak during, so I apologize, but you can see where it goes from the back lightly up, it even goes through there a little bit and back over. So they still have to blend the paint in the car.
Agreed. Agreed. I saw a light mark there, but it was a continuous mark from the left rear quarter panel all the way through the front fender on the left side. The deepest was the left rear door.
Correct.
So, sir, whether that other part was there previously, which there's no dispute that it was there previously, there's still a line from the keying that's on the left rear quarter panel. It has. Sir, I saw it with my eyes. You can argue all you want. I saw it with my own eyes. I saw it with my own eyes. You wanted the court to go out and look, so that's what it did. So the court's going to order $3,146.51 in restitution based upon the average of the three estimates. That's the order of the court. Thank you.
She doesn't have to show proof that she actually got the work fixed.
Sir, if you would like proof, after you pay her in full, that she's gone to get the payment, the vehicle fixed, if that's what she's done, then okay, she can do that. But at the end of the day, even if she were to sell it tomorrow and there's a reduction in the value of the cost of the value of the vehicle due to the damage, she still owed that money based upon your behavior.
All right.
But the court's not ordering her to submit proof of that. All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. This is a joke. Today is an absolute joke. We need an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
Joe. Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Reed, we're gonna start bringing people in person. People gonna learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it?
No.
Okay.
I have no patience for that. And trust me, out of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.